The fat burning zone is real, but it's not what you think. So we use macronutrients for energy, primarily carbohydrates and fats. When we work at higher intensities than normal, also known as exercising, working out, pumping iron, we tend to use more carbohydrates as fuel. When we go at lower intensities, example, walking slowly, we tend to use more fat as fuel. This is where the confusion comes in. Burning fat for fuel does not mean you will burn body fat off of your waist or your arms or your face or anywhere else. The reason being is when our bodies burn carbohydrates or fats for fuel, it takes it from the food we've recently digested. So we eat, our body turns that into fuel that we can use, and that's readily available for a few hours, maybe even a day. And if it's not used up, it turns into body fat and gets stored for later. So body fat is food you've eaten and you haven't used yet. Because it's stored as fat in our body, a whole chemical process has to happen for it to break down to be used as fuel. Our body would rather use the fuel that's readily available that we've digested recently. So in order to use our body fat as fuel, we have to consume less energy than we're using. That's called a calorie deficit. You want to use a certain amount of energy in your day. You haven't eaten enough to meet that need, so your body needs to get more from somewhere else, which is your body fat. That is the only way you can actually lose weight. So something that's important to know, and I don't think a lot of people do. Let's go back to the fat burning zone. So we've already said that we burn body fat at low intensities. Well, you know what's low intensity? Everything that's not working out. Digestion, heating our bodies, circulation, breathing, brain power, recovery. These are all done at a low intensity. When's the last time you had to put any effort into heating your body up? Right? We're all 36 degrees Celsius. No one's trying to do that. Right? That's a low intensity job that the body does, but uses a lot of calories. So if you look at this chart here, this is my daily calorie expenditure over the past month. It's around 2,500 calories a day. About 2,100 of that is resting. Okay, so that's not really doing anything. 400 of that is active. So if I'm trying to burn body fat by increasing my calorie expenditure, I wouldn't focus on the small part that's active. I would focus on the big part that's resting. So that's called your resting metabolic rate, or your RMR. So now the obvious solution here then is to raise your RMR. That's your fat burning calories really. So how do you raise your RMR? I'm running out of my 90 seconds in this video, so I'll answer that in the next video.